Just a week ago, we saw one of the top games, possibly game of the year in the college football season in Dallas. Baylor came in just a trip up I-35 to play the number 17 SMU Mustangs. And to start off the game, it didn't look pretty. A big 75-yard touchdown from Kevin Jennings. That started off the game, but Sawyer Robertson, that offense, they said not so fast, and just back and forth all game. They're down 14 with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, but again, it's that offense and Sawyer Robertson just sending that ball down the field and being clutch. They sent it to overtime. A Bryson Washington touchdown gave him the lead in first overtime, but right after Kevin Jennings said, hey, watch this. 25-yard touchdown pass tied the game up, and then it flipped for second overtime, and SMU trying to drive down the field, stopped, trying to make a field goal, but it was the leg of Colin Rogers missing wide right, leaving the door wide open for a Bears victory, and all they had to do was run the ball down and set up Connor Hawkins, who sent through the 27-yard game-winning field goal in double overtime to give the Bears their first ranked win in over 3 years, coming into Dallas and winning in a 2-overtime thriller, 48-45. But now, a week later, that brings us here in McLean Stadium for week 3 of the college football season. It's a tune-up game as the Baylor Bears, coming in at 1-1, will take on the 0-2 Samford Bulldogs. And you can catch all that action right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Hi, everyone, and I hope y'all are doing well. I'm Jeffrey Cohen. Here alongside me is Dylan Fink, making his Lariat Radio debut. And Dylan, as we said, just after a crushing loss to Auburn, again, really good than what their last year's record kind of showed. But then they come into Dallas and just a massive win for them. How big was that for their season, just coming into Dallas and getting the victory?
I think the first ranked win for Aranda's Bears since the Sugar Bowl winning year is something that this team needed. This team has come into the season unranked, but with a lot of hype and expectations, specifically from Baylor fans. Finishing on an 8-5 season last year, a high note with that 6-game winning streak to close the season. I think this is something that the Bears needed coming out of SMU. To even beat somebody that was ranked in the top 20 like SMU was, it's a confidence booster for the Bears as they enter the rest of the season. This is something that they should be able to build off of. The Samford game today should be another stepping stone for them to just continue that momentum into conference play.
Well, and after this game, they're probably going to have their biggest test of the season. It'll be Arizona State right here in McLean Stadium. Kickoff at 6:30. We'll have the call here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Broadcast starting at 6:10. But again, what we said, it's a tune-up game today. Samford coming in 0-2, 2 crushing losses. They lost 34-3 to West Georgia in week 1, and then they got dominated 40-13 in week 2 against the Citadel. Just not a whole lot going on for the Bulldogs. And for Baylor, a lot of momentum coming into this game. What are some of the things that they just need to tweak? What do they need to do just to feel good about this game?
I think for me, 3 keys going into this are wrap-ups, cherry picking, and freshmen. I think for wrap-ups, our defense needs to not approach this as a just like cheap little home win on Parents Weekend. I think the defense needs to come out aggressive and demonstrate something they've been weak on so far this season, which is getting those wrap-ups on the tackles and bringing guys down. I think what they could do best is to come out aggressive and just really show like an almost violence with the way they play and bringing these guys down, making sure that there's no extra yards after contact. That when you make contact with that player, that they are coming down onto the field. As far as cherry picking, I think Sawyer Robertson, we've seen him kind of brush some Heisman conversations. I think this is an opportunity that if Baylor cares about promoting that campaign for Sawyer for the Heisman Trophy, this is an opportunity to do that. I think let him hit the air. Let's see what our wide receivers can do. This is going to be the best opportunity to really see what his potential is this season. And I think this is a great week where they could really just practice that and allow that. And for my third takeaway, I think freshmen is what we want to look at today. The Bears had a great recruiting class in the offseason, brought in a top 25 recruiting class in the nation, and I think today is an opportunity where we might get to see a lot of these guys play. And while these dudes might not, some of these players are very highly projected, may not be people that we see a lot this season due to just their youth. today's an opportunity, I think, to give Baylor fans something excited about for the future. See, this is what we have in like next year or the year following for our team.
Yeah, when you mentioned freshmen, I look a lot to the running back room, right? Bryson Washington taking a good chunk of those snaps, especially with junior running back Dawson Pendergrass getting foot surgery and being out for the season. That was announced before week 1. But then after that, you got Caden Knighton, who's gotten a couple of snaps throughout both of the first 2 games. But then you've got freshman Michael Turner, 4-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, the 13th ranked running back in the country and the 32nd ranked player in the state of Texas. And then you got Joseph Dodds, a redshirt freshman out of Markham, Texas. There's a lot to be excited about, and especially this season, as you mentioned, Sawyer Robertson. He's been that guy. He's rising up people's Heisman boards. He was ranked the 3rd best quarterback coming into this week by CBS Sports and by plenty of others throughout the sports media world. And when you didn't think it could get much better from that Auburn game, when he went 27 for 48 for 419 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, he comes out and just has a monster game. 440 yards. That's the 2nd most he's had in his career. 4 touchdowns, 0 picks on 68% throwing. But he's gotten a lot of workload that he's had to deal with. And we'll talk about the running game and the defense after this commercial break. But again, just a lot of things to tune up. So our pregame show here on the broadcast will roll on, but we'll step aside just for a few moments. We'll come back, again, talking about the run game, see what they can do to tune up, and especially that defense as well, what they can do to be aggressive and to make the most of this game against Samford. Make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch your latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio. This Week 3 matchup between the Bears and the Samford Bulldogs here at McLean Stadium. 11 a.m. kickoff, just a few minutes away. As Jeffrey Cohen here alongside me, Dylan Fink. And Dylan, we were talking about it before the quick break, but Sawyer Robertson, that passing offense, been carrying this team throughout the first 2 weeks. But now today is the time to get the details right, to tune everything up. Samford struggling, and a struggling SoCon team so far this season. So now, coming into this week for the offense, that run game, that's one thing that they're really looking to. Towards the end of that SMU game, you really started to see some of that momentum on the run game. The offensive line starting to win the line of scrimmage, starting to push back on the SMU front seven, giving Bryson Washington some room to run, some room to go downhill. So now what do they got to do to kind of ride that momentum into this week?
I think our run game, while it has been a struggle for the Bears at this point, is something that this is an opportunity to really grow on. I think our offensive line has provided great pass protection, but they've yet to really prove themselves as far as the run game. And what we saw a lot at SMU, where the run game worked well, was when Bryson was able to bounce outside and work on the sideline corners. And so I think if Spavital could kind of abandon the shoot up the middle every single play and try to find where is the hole. And as we talked about in our pregame show, of Bryson being able to, from the get-go, from the start, get early and figure out where he needs to be, find the gaps that he needs to fill, and work out of that. And I think Samford is a great opportunity to work on that and hone that in before their tough matchup against Arizona State next week.
And then for the defense has been rough. I mean, it just hasn't really been going their way all season. They rank 131st in the FBS in scoring defense, giving up an average of 41.5 points. So far, 2 shootouts this season. They're 117th in yards allowed per game, 436. And it just seems like as an all-around effort, the effort's been there, but the execution just hasn't been. And so, again, tuning up this week. What do you like to see? Let's start talking about the secondary, the DBs, that pass defense. What do you want to see from them today?
I think I want to see the DBs, no big plays. No big plays. That was something that hurt the Bears a lot with SMU, that opening 75-yard touchdown pass from the SMU offense to start the game. You saw another one later in the game for 71 yards. I think, obviously, Samford is a game where easily you could see the team like kind of falling back, being like, oh, we don't have to worry as much about this. But I think the Bears, and especially defensive backs specifically, need to treat this as a no big plays. No passes over 15 yards is something that if I was a defensive coach, I would say let's try to avoid this. To be able to demonstrate that you can lock that up. Because so far this season, despite having two very tough opponents to open the season, Auburn and SMU, the Bears have proved to repeatedly give up major yard-throwing plays to their opponents. And so I think this is an opportunity to once again kind of hone that craft and just make sure that that's not something you're giving up this week at all.
Yeah, and for Samford, they're fifth in the FCS in passing offense, 304.5 passing yards per game. Then let's look to the front. Let's look to that middle especially. The run stop, especially against Auburn, just wasn't there. Now this week, they're the ones that can be on the offensive. They can be the ones to attack at the line of scrimmage. So what do they need to do to be able to kind of be the driving factor in that?
I think, going back to one of my takeaways before our commercial break, a very consistent thing we've seen this season with that front eight is early contact on play. Jackson Arnold in the Auburn game ran for a hell of a lot of yards. But early contact on this guy was present. It's just an inability to wrap up. So I think if that front eight can hone and focus on today, just using their arms and abandoning the like shoulder push and tackle and buying into the wrapping up and bringing somebody to the ground, that's the best we can see from this inner eight. I would also love to see more sacks. We've not had a high number of sacks seen by the Bears this season, and that would be something that would be impressive to see if Dave's defense could force more sacks and force more turnovers in today's matchup against the Bulldogs.
And now for your starting lineups, we'll look to that defense at the front. We got Cooper Lands, the edge rusher. DK Kalu's probable for today. He's the nose tackle. Jackie Marshall is the defensive tackle. He was also injured last week, but again, also probable, says Dave Aranda. Matthew Fobbs White on the weak side linebacker. Keaton Thomas in the middle of that defense. Kylan Reed will be the rover, and DJ Coleman is that nickelback. And then on the outside, that cornerback will be Tevin Williams and LeVar Thornton. And then manning the back of that defense will be Devin Bobby, the senior out of DeSoto, Texas, at strong safety. And then Jacob Redding, the redshirt sophomore, at free safety. And then for the offense, we'll be going up against that defense for Samford. Quincy Crittenden will be the QB. His running back will be C.J. Evans. Tight end Vance Nicholas. They haven't used either of their two tight ends this season. Receivers on the inside, Preston Bird. On the outside, Jaden Gibson, Calvin Jones, and the freshman Torrey Ward. And then we look to the other side, the Baylor offense that we've been talking so much about this season, especially that passing offense. And of course, the man behind it all, the one who's making these plays happen under center, Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback, making his case for Heisman. Bryson Washington, the starting running back. Michael Trigg at tight end. Ashton Hawkins will be the inside receiver. Josh Cameron, Cole Wilson, and Kobe Prentice will be on the outside. And then the offensive line, Sidney Fugard, the left tackle. Ryan Lengel, the left tackle. Colton Price was injured in the second half against SMU, but he'll be back for today. Colton Saraki right behind him. Omar Ibedion will be the right guard, and then Caden Saraki back at right tackle. He'll be starting, and then for that Samford defense, the front three will be Conroy Cunningham at edge, Hank Weber, the nose tackle, and Corey Warren, the edge rusher on the other side. Donovan Grayson will be the linebacker. Gumbo Gaskins also in that linebacker mix. Jaden Mosley is the middle linebacker, and then Carson Sloan will be on the weak side. Starting cornerbacks will be Naheel Perkins and Jalik Yancey. At strong safety, Amari Wansley, a transfer from Murray State. And at free safety will be the junior Jalen Nelson. And again, we said it's been rough going at it for Samford so far this season. 0-2 coming into this matchup. Just as a team like an FCS team going up against Power 4 team, and you haven't been doing all that well in the FCS, what's kind of what's the mindset? What's kind of the idea coming into a game like this?
I think if I'm Samford, my mentality coming into this game is not to be embarrassed. If you can make this game, obviously their goal is going to be to win the game. If they can come out of here not being beat 63-7, 70-0, if they can come out of here with play better than they seem to have played against other FCS opponents, they can prove that they were able to compete, get touchdowns, score against a Power 4 team like Baylor, then that is obviously the dream for them coming into this.
So we're about to have kickoff. It'll be Rhett Armstrong kicking off for the Baylor Bears. C.J. Evans, one who will return it, gets to the end zone. He'll take a knee, and so the Samford offense will start at the 25-yard line. As you mentioned, Quincy Crittenden, the quarterback, he'll be leading this offense as they'll be taking on the Baylor defense. Plays being called by head coach Dave Aranda. And for Crittenden, second in the SoCon with a 70.3% completion percentage last season. 4 300-plus yard games. This season didn't start off too hot. Only 154 yards and no touchdowns against West Georgia. 324 yards in their last one. This one a throw, short catch by number 7, Jaden Gibson. That'll be a gain of only 2 for Crittenden last week. No touchdowns to 3 interceptions. This one, play will be called dead. Looks like it'll probably be some movement on the line of scrimmage. We'll see who jumped first. So it'll be a false start on the Samford right guard, Caleb Pearley, sophomore out of New Orleans. Spent last season for Southeastern Missouri State, played in 7 games. Now 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes the handoff. This one's tipped and unable to come down with it is DJ Coleman who breaks up that pass.
That right there, Jeff, is the aggression that I talked about in our pregame that I want to see in the defense. Be able to come off the edge like that and contest the ball as it's in the air. That's a great start for Baylor right there.
Trying to start this game with some misdirection, faking the run to the left, and Crittenden moving to his right. Couldn't get the ball over Coleman. Evans to his right out of the shotgun. Baylor rushes 5, rolls out to his right, throws it on his back foot to the sideline, and just throws it away, incomplete.
That's a great defensive possession for the Bears to open the game. Being able to cut some lots of yards, being able to hold Samford 3 and out to begin the morning today on the Razzers, I think is a great way for the Bears to begin on defense starting this.
So it'll be a 3 and out for the Bulldogs to start this game. Going back 4 yards. Here's the punt from Noah. Goes blocked. The ball is rolling. And it's still loose. Baylor picks it up. And they'll have the ball.
That's all. You couldn't ask if I'm Dave Aranda for anything better. The aggression on that is, it's almost like they heard my pregame takeaways. The Bears came out of here flaming, playing the ball, playing aggressive, and to be able to block a punt like that and set themselves up inside of Samford's 30 to begin their offensive possession could not possibly be any better way for the Bears to start this game.
That's their first block on special teams this season. And it'll be the sophomore, Michael Johnson Jr. out of Batesville, Mississippi, who recovers the block. So the Bears getting the ball on the Samford 28-yard line to start this game. Sawyer Robertson in the shotgun, motions Michael Trigg to the left. Finds Cole Wilson on the screen, gets a good chunk right there. That's an 8-yard completion to start this ball game. Hurry up offense for the Bears. Quick snap. Same play, screen to the left. He'll be taken down, but not after getting enough yards to get a first down.
I love this attack for the Bears coming out to start. 2 passing plays to begin. The hurry-up offense, very impressive out for Spavital coming out of the game.
Cole Wilson, only 2 catches for 21 yards in Dallas. Handoff up the right side for Bryson Washington. He'll be taken down after a gain of 1 yard. For Cole Wilson, against Auburn, 8 catches for 134 yards. That was a career high, including a 57-yard reception. Didn't have as much action in Dallas, as I said, 2 catches for only 21 yards. Fakes the handoff. Looking to the end zone. The back pylon just overthrows Michael Trigg, and there's a flag thrown.
That's looking like pass interference on Samford, Jeff.
Some early contact.
That's impressive of Trigg there to be able to draw the pass interference when he knew he wasn't going to get to that ball. Good call by the refs.
And so that'll move the Bears up 15 yards to the 2-yard line. Looking to strike early. That was the safety, Amari Wansley. Bears spread out. Michael Trigg moving to his right. Handoff up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Bears. Bryson Washington starting the scoring early. Had 2 touchdowns in Dallas last week, and the Bears take a quick 6-0 lead.
That's a great start for the Bears. I think Bryson needed that to begin this game. He had a very rough game against Auburn. Bounced back a little bit last week, but we still haven't seen the Bryson Washington that we saw last season in games such as like against TCU. I think him being able to get that here, start the scoring off for the Bears very early is a great thing to have.
The kick from Connor Hawkins is up, and it is good. Put 7 on the board for the Bears. They go up 7-0 with 12:52 left in this first quarter. We've had some fireworks on special teams. Bears getting a punt block and getting the ball on the Samford 28-yard line, set up an easy touchdown drive for the first score of this game. But we'll be back with another drive from that Samford offense after this commercial break. You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
We await kickoff. Bears up 7-0. Just under 13 minutes left in this first quarter. So it only took the Bears a little over 2 minutes to force a 3-and-out, block a punt, and then get an easy 2-yard rushing touchdown for Bryson Washington, his third of the season.
The story of that first drive, Jeff, was just the penalties. Samford already 17 yards given up on penalties this early in the game. It's just concerning for the Bulldogs.
So again, Rhett Armstrong sending the ball down the field to C.J. Evans. Ball will just roll out of the back of the end zone for another touchback. And so now I think the goal with this drive for Samford is get positive yards. -4 yards net yards in that first drive. They had a 1 yard gain, but that was quickly erased right after with a false start. Crittenden back out in the shotgun for the Bulldogs. Bears only sending 4. Screen to number 4, Preston Bird, but he's taken down. Number 27, Kevin Williams. Great job on the pursuit, getting by the blockers.
That's someone we haven't seen a lot of from yet this season. To see him be able to attack that ball there, get a tackle in the backfield is a good start for him.
Only his second tackle of the season, first solo tackle. Had an assisted tackle last week. Under center, throws a quick ball up the middle and complete. Again, finding Preston Bird. That'll be a gain of 8.
The Bears are holding Samford to negative yards right now at -1. Let's see if they can keep that up.
3rd down and 5 for Samford. 2 running backs right next to their quarterback, Crittenden. Gets the snap. Under pressure. Lobs one down the sideline. And it's broken up. LeVar Thornton getting up there and deflecting that pass with his left hand. Great coverage.
That is good growth for LeVar Thornton to be able to rise up on that. We saw him struggle in the SMU game, having multiple big plays thrown on him by the Mustangs. So for him to contest that pass and be able to break that up is a good way.
First pass breakup of the season for Thornton, and it'll be another 3-and-out as the punt team comes on for Samford. Be Noah Jones. Gets the punt off this time, no block. That'll be to Josh Cameron. He starts running to his right, cuts upfield, but he'll be taken down, and there'll be a flag thrown behind the play. It looks like it'll probably be a block in the back against Baylor. So far this season, the punt team, it's been kind of a wild ride. We looked to last week against SMU, and there was one play during that game where it looked like it was going to be punt returner interference, right? SMU gunner ran into Josh Cameron, but the officials ruled that he was pushed in by a Baylor guy on the punt return team. And ball went off of Josh Cameron. SMU got the ball in the Baylor red zone, but right after, Jacob Redding getting a major interception in the end zone.
With 83 yards to go here for the offense, Jeff, I'm excited to see what we can see them do on a lengthy field drive here.
2 receivers deep to the left. Motions Cole Wilson in. A lot of time to the outside, and it's caught. Diving catch. That's Cole Wilson again.
Cole Wilson has seen every target so far this game.
That's his 4th catch. Hand off to the right. And there goes Bryson Washington breaking a couple tackles, and he'll be taken down just short of the Samford 40.
That's exactly what we were looking for the Bears to do with the run game starting this game. To be able to find the hole and bounce up.
Motioning Michael Trigg once again. Robinson with a clean pocket, throws it on the flat. So Trigg breaks 1 tackle, but it'll get taken down at the 40-yard line.
23-yard run on the previous play from Bryson will be the longest rush that he's had this season so far. He's off to a great start today. This is the Bryson that we've seen of old that we saw last season.
Baylor still moving the ball down the field. Handoff to Bryson Washington up the middle. And there he goes. Breaks the tackle. And he'll be taken down at the 11-yard line. Run game looking like itself from last season. Get Bryson Washington a hole up the middle and let him work in that second level.
Jeff, and I need to correct myself immediately as Bryson breaks his 23-yard longest rush with a 31-yarder there to put us in the red zone.
Again, working on that momentum towards the end of the SMU game. Jump ball to the end zone, and it's caught! Josh Cameron. And it's a touchdown for the Bears. There is a flag thrown. We'll see what it is. And it won't be against the Bears. It's a touchdown. Josh Cameron, his third touchdown reception of the season.
Jeff, his connection with Sawyer Robertson is just something special. Being able to come up together, his story of being a walk-on, making his way to being the lead receiver for this team is just remarkable to see. He's the kind of guy that Baylor fans love seeing in their jersey.
Bolitnikoff and Hornung Award watch list in the preseason. Kick is up, and it's good. Bears, again, another quick and easy drive. This time, had to go a little longer, 83 yards. Well, they find the end zone once again. Sawyer Robertson finding Josh Cameron for his first passing touchdown of the game. And the Bears taking a 14-0 lead. Just a little over 9.5 minutes left here in this first quarter. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with some more action here from McLean Stadium. You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
$14-0 Bears over the visiting Samford Bulldogs. 9:37 left here in the first quarter. Baylor just capping off an 83-yard drive with Sawyer Robertson passing touchdown to Josh Cameron.
The story of that drive was the 54 yards covered by Bryson Washington. That is by far the best play we've seen from him this season. I think we talked about this in our pregame, but you can really see in the way that he's come out in this game, playing with a confidence that wasn't present the last 2 games. I really think that second overtime touchdown that he was able to punch in to bring the Bears that victory against SMU truly has brought back the player that we saw last season. He now has his feet under him. He's ready to be here. And Samford is not prepared for his rush.
Crittenden back in the shotgun, 3 for 6 for 7 yards. Today hands it off to Evans, who's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Kylan Reed, the rover.
That'll be Reed's 8th tackle of the season. He's off to a good start for the Bears.
And 3 solo tackles last week. Another handoff up the middle. This time some more room for Evans. Breaks a couple tackles. And he'll be taken down. As Caden Jenkins, the junior. Quick snap, another run with C.J. Evans. He gets a couple yards, but will be met at the 38-yard line.
The Bulldogs grabbing their first down there in the game. That is definitely the concerning shoulder-first tackling that we saw from the Bears in the previous 2 matchups.
On the right hash mark, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Cooper Lands coming in for a late substitution for the Bears. Taking out Ronnie McGow. Gets the snap, running it to his left. Throws it to the sideline, caught. That'll be at the 42-yard line for a gain of 4. Hard throw for Crittenden as the righty having to throw kind of against his body, moving to his left. Just throws a dart to the sideline. Found Nick Creighton, freshman out of Decatur, Alabama. 2 receivers stacked up on the right, but it'll be a run up the middle once again. C.J. Evans not getting a whole lot of room there. The Baylor defense swarms to him.
The Bulldogs seem to be finding their footing here, Jeff, as they get 4 straight plays of positive yards.
Now 3rd down and 3 for Samford. Motions Evans out of the backfield. Crittenden will take it himself, but he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. Jackie Marshall, the defensive tackle out of LaPlace, Louisiana.
After leaving the Auburn game early with that high ankle sprain, Jeff, the Bears definitely look good to have Jackie Marshall back on their line. He's definitely a leader for this defense and someone that the entire defense plays better when he's on the field.
Yeah, in that Auburn game, got injured in the first half, and you could just kind of tell the difference, especially with the run stop. Defense just lost a lot of that mojo when he went out with a high ankle sprain. On this one, not very far towards the sideline. But it'll bounce inbounds around the 30-yard line. Bounces in a Baylor direction. So the Bears' 3rd forced punt today. This game, I'm used to calling night games against Auburn.
Hey, it's early in the morning, Jeff. If I'm Dave Aranda with my defense after that play, I want to talk about wrapping up. Just re-emphasize the aggression we saw in those first 2 drives. Definitely needs to remind the defense that despite the 14-0 lead, there's no room to relax. Aranda in his press conference this week referenced the 2023 Texas State matchup where the Bears lost to the Bobcats 41-30 to open their season in a game that was considered to be a very winnable home game for the Bears. So definitely not wanting to relive that scenario this year.
Yeah, just keeping your foot on the gas, keep it on the accelerator. So far they've been doing that, and they're going to have a chance to take a 3-touchdown lead if everything goes to plan. They're already up 14-0. Sawyer Robertson been doing just fine. 5 for 5 for 40 yards and a touchdown. Bryson Washington, 4 rushes for 58 yards. Has reached the end zone once. Cole Wilson leading the receivers, 27 yards on 3 catches. For Samford, C.J. Evans, 15 yards rushing on 4 attempts. Quincy Crittenden, 4 for 7 for 12 yards. And their top 2 receivers, Preston Bird and Nick Creighton, both with only 5 yards. So they haven't been able to get much going, but I think this drive right here could honestly put this game away if the Bears play their cards right. You take a 21-0 lead to start, then we could start seeing some of those freshmen that we were talking about before kickoff.
I'm interested to see on this drive if Sawyer can remain perfect, throwing a 5 for 5, 100% completion rate on the day with 40 yards passing. Starting at about the 34-yard line, it'll be interesting to see what the Bears have in store here under the Jake Spavital offense.
Yeah, and there really just hasn't been much answer for Samford. And again, we had talked about it. There's a bit, a popular quote from the Grambling State head coach when they're coming in to play Ohio State, right? He said, they know that they're not going to win that game, but they're going to compete as much as they can. And I think that's all you can really do. As an FCS team and one that's struggling, going up against a Power 4 team with an offense like Baylor's, that's all you can really do. You just got to play as hard as you can because you're going to come in and you're probably going to expect not to win this game. That's just kind of the reality of it. But you got to control what you can control, and how hard they play is exactly that.
Absolutely.
Bears back out. So Robertson not under pressure, throwing to the sideline, and it's dropped by Ashton Hawkins. Tried to find him on the left sideline.
Interesting throwing decision there by Robertson as he makes his first incompletion of the game. Cole Wilson was cutting wide open across the middle slant, but chose for the double-covered Ashton Hawkins across the sideline, resulting in the incompletion.
Yeah, the ball and Robertson were on the right hash mark, throwing it to the left side of the field. Just a lot longer throw than what it looks like. Running to the left with Bryson Washington. Doesn't get too much, gets a few yards on that one. Up to the 36-yard line for the Baylor Bears. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Bulldogs on the doorstep of their first stop of the ball game.
Completion to Ashton Hawkins will not quite get the first down, bringing up 4th for the Bears.
So we'll see. Dave Aranda's been decently aggressive on 4th down, but the offense will come off.
In response to boos from the Baylor student section as the punch team comes out on a 4th and 2. I think that's been something that the fans have enjoyed this year. Spavital and Aranda's aggression on 4th downs. But today at a home game, family weekend matchup with Samford, not worth the risk. It's definitely not worth the risk.
It'll be Palmer Williams making his first appearance in this ball game. He sends one down the field. This one will get to the end zone and trickle out of the back. It'll be a touchdown. So Samford's defense getting their first stop of the ball game, force a 3-and-out for the Bears. And we'll look to close this gap. They trail 14-0. And again, I think for a game like this, if you're Baylor, you just kind of got to let it go, right? Make the necessary adjustments, but really let it go. Just come back out, and you just got to hit them in the mouth. You got to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just got to stick to the game plan for what you've been doing the first 2 drives.
Absolutely.
Two running backs in the backfield with Crittenden. Motions Evans out of the backfield. Hands it off to number 22, Ken Cherry.
Looks about a 1-yard gain for the Bulldogs there. Make that 2 yards on 2nd and 8.
Cherry coming into today, only 6 rushes for 8 yards. Had 4 rushes for 5 yards last week against the Citadel. It'll be 2nd and 8. Handoff, fake the handoff. Steps up, throwing up the middle, finds a man. And we tackled just past the line to gain, so it'll be another first down for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs might have grabbed themselves some momentum here, following a fortunate 3-and-out from Baylor to gain another first down.
Freshman Torrey Ward with a reception. 3 catches for 51 yards last week. Evans motioned out of the backfield again. Throw to the sideline, dropped by Jaden Gibson.
For the Bears, that's just for the Bulldogs. I mean, that's just something you don't want to see. That was a good pass, open coverage. Unfortunate for Gibson there to let that go. Makes you wonder what the pressure of playing in a stadium like McLean for the Bulldogs could be.
Much different environment. Handoff to C.J. Evans, gets a good chunk right there. It'll be a gain of 5 on second down. And so it'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Bulldogs. They're 1 for 4 on 3rd downs today. Under pressure, Crittenden trying to step up, gets out of a sack, and he'll run. And he'll be upended, but looks like he'll have just enough yards to get the first down. What a great play by Crittenden just to be able to wiggle his way out of a sack and get that first down. And looks like there's an offensive lineman.
Looks like Tyler Duthis for the Bulldogs down with an injury on this play in the backfield. It's definitely not something you want to see.
He's one of 2 returners on the offensive line. Played 8 games for the Bulldogs last year. The sophomore out of Woodstock, Georgia, starting left guard.
I stand corrected, Jeff. It actually appears to be Duncan Johnson who's down with the injury on the play. Sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia.
He's the other returner from last year's team. Played in 10 games as the backup left tackle. Looks like he'll be able to walk off the field on his own, limping a little bit, but just great to see. This is a game, you don't want to see anybody injured, You just never wish that on anybody, but especially a game like this. Just really don't want to see anybody getting injured. So the 3rd first down for Samford today.
That was just an impressive scramble by Crittenden. Was able to get his way out of a potential sack there, breaking through 3 defenders and getting the first down. Which again makes you question the Bears' ability to wrap up. It just seems to be, no matter who they're playing, a consistent flaw there on the defense.
Now sophomore Caleb May in at left tackle. Quick throw and it's dropped. Looks like that'll be the freshman Nick Creighton who drops that one.
Devin Bobby there on the cover. The way that he still was there to wrap that up, it just shows what a leader he is for this defense.
2nd and 10 from their own 42. Empty backfield. And it's a screen to Torrey Ward, and he'll get a good chunk right there. Down to their own 49. Bulldogs looking to reach Baylor territory for the first time today. 3rd down and 2.
This is a prove yourself moment for the defense.
We'll see what offensive coordinator Ricky Turner can call for his offense. Run to the right with C.J. Evans, and he'll have plenty of room to get that first down, taken out of bounds.
C.J. Evans is a talented player, Jeff. Repeatedly, again, he seems to be finding the holes against this Bears defense.
His 7th rushing attempt.
28 yards on the day.
Now down to the Bears 42. 2 receivers to the left, 1 close by to the right. Handoff, holds it, and he gets a man wide open. It's Torrey Ward. and he'll be taken down inside the 15. Great fake handoff by Quincy Crittenden, finding the open man, the freshman Torrey Ward, wide open, cutting across the middle.
If you're the Bears, it's not something you want to see here. Samford being able to walk down, still in the first quarter, into your own red zone.
For Dave Aranda's squad, it's going to be about adjustments. You can't just walk into games like this and not have a game plan and not be able to make adjustments. Gets the snap, takes the handoff. C.J. Evans with the lateral, throwing to the end zone. Little short, but it's caught.
Touchdown.
And he's in. Touchdown. Torrey Ward.
Pass from C.J. Evans. That's an impressive trick play. Dave noted this week in the press conference that Samford runs a lot of trick plays. They try to find weaknesses through trying to get you mixed up, and that seems to be exactly what they did to the Baylor defense here. And C.J. Evans, running back, throwing a passing touchdown there.
That's the first passing touchdown this season for the Samford Bulldogs. As Ty Ippolito coming on to make the kick for the extra point. The hold is good, and the kick is up, and it is through.
The kick is good.
So Samford getting on the board for the first time today. It's 14-7. 1 minute, 7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter from McLean Stadium. You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Number 2, Cole Wilson. Number 30, Michael Allen.
Not wasting any time, we're back. Samford Bulldogs getting ready to kick the ball off. It'll be a short kick to the 25-yard line. Cole Wilson breaking a couple tackles. He'll be taken down just past the 30-yard line.
And I think that was actually Kyler Beatty on that reception there. Not a guy you can steal a lot of. Interesting to see him get to touch the ball. Another Samford player down on the field at the Bears 30.
We'll see who it is.
Not able to get a glimpse at who it is right now, Jeff.
So we'll step aside just for a few moments for this injury timeout, and we'll be back when play resumes.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already
Number 88, Donovan Grayson, the one who is injured, being helped off the field.
That did not look good, Jeff. Prayers out for him and his family. I hope he's okay.
Throw on the run finds Kobe Prentice, trying to wiggle his way out of tackles, but he'll be swarmed at around the line of scrimmage.
Despite what a great season Sawyer's been having, one of his pros last year is his ability to adjust what was in front of him in play, and that's just something that I don't think we've seen from him so far this year.
Gets the snap. No pressure. Throwing to Lewis Brown, and he can't come up with it.
Pass intended for Lewis Brown.
Bears need to get it first here. Another 3 and out would just be unfortunate for fan morale. Following the booing of the not going for it on 4 and 2, and then giving up a Samford touchdown after that. Definitely not a great place to be.
There's a cornerback, Naheel Perkins, defending that pass. Gets the snap out of the shotgun. Throwing it up the middle.
Oh.
Picked off.
Wow. LaShawn Young for Samford.
And so another miscue from the Baylor offense.
Sawyer's first interception of the season. This is not a good look for the Bears right now. In a game that's supposed to be very winnable. Now you have the Bulldogs again in your own territory. Only down 1 touchdown. With still 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
So now they'll have the ball at the Baylor 24-yard line. So it'll be first down, and with a chance to tie this ball game, 14-7, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Hands it off up the middle. C.J. Evans trying to push his way through to a few yards.
Great tackle off the edge there by Kendrick Simpkins. That's a guy that has really been making a difference without a lot in the stat book. He just is one of those players that knows where to be, knows how to fill his spots on the field. That will go in as only for his 4th tackle of the season, but still, there's someone that has presence when he's on the field for the Bears.
So that'll do it for the first quarter. Bears up 14-7, but the end of this quarter hasn't gone their way. Samford was threatening to tie this ball game in the Baylor red zone. So we'll step aside just for a few minutes, and we'll be back at the start of the second quarter. You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
A few moments away from the start of the second quarter here at McLean Stadium. Bears holding on to a 14-7 lead, but may not be for too much longer. Samford picking off Sawyer Robertson. That's his first interception of the season. So right now, they're at the Baylor 23-yard line.
Interesting note here. The Bulldogs are leading the game in total offensive yards right now, 108 to 103 on the Bears.
Some unfamiliar territory for Baylor this season. Crittenden throwing to Evans, gets him on the flat, breaking a couple tackles, and he'll be finally taken down inside the 10-yard line. Cooper lands the edge rusher. His helmet came off trying to make a tackle, so he'll have to come off the field for one play. And coming in for him will be Adonis Freelo. Two running backs in the backfield, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Coming off, and he's sacked. Taken down. And there's a Baylor player down. Amarian Winston with the sack. It was Matthew Fobbs-White who came off the edge unblocked. Started to create that pressure. Amarian Winston, the Oregon transfer, getting the job done. So it'll now be 2nd and 17. All right. 2nd and goal from the 17, excuse me. Bulldogs, all three receivers to the right. Nothing on the left side. Quick throw.
Loose ball.
It's picked up.
That would be
Jaden Gibson made the catch, was blown up, and the ball was tossed up, and Kylan Reed recovers the fumble. So both teams trading turnovers. And the Bears get the ball back.
That's some great aggression for the Bears. We talked about earlier how we've yet to see them force really any turnovers outside of that major interception by Jacob Redding last week against SMU. So to be able to come out of that and force a fumble and bring that down, a very good moment for the Bears there.
A hard hit.
In a way, you guys assume that Sawyer might feel it bailed out by that fumble recovery after following his interception.
And just a hard hit by cornerback LeVar Thornton. Jarred the ball loose, and it went straight up and into the hands of Kylan Reed. Handoff to Washington up the middle. Breaking a couple of tackles, and he'll get flipped over at the 22-yard line. Gain of 4, Washington. 7 rushes now. And that ball's dropped.
Unfortunate drop for Hawkins there.
Matt Kloppenstein blocking on the screen, but couldn't hold the DBs back enough. Just a tough contest for that pass. It'll be 3rd and 6. The ball on the 22-yard line. Offense evenly spread. Sawyer getting the ball. Rolling to his right, throws it, dumps it off to Bryson Washington. The check down, and he'll have plenty of room, and he'll get that first down. Robertson going through his progressions, didn't see anybody open downfield. Then he finds his running back wide open on the flat. Just dumps it off to him. Hand it back off to Washington, who will get taken down. That's number 30, Carson Sloan.
That was a great tackle by Sloan there to be able to play off of the edge and come in and read that play and find Bryson before he could even reach the line of scrimmage.
The weak side linebacker had 10 tackles against the Citadel last week, including a tackle for loss. Motioning Cole Wilson to the right. Throwing it up the middle, finds Michael Trigg, who's taken down at the 44-yard line. That's another man down for Samford.
This has been an unfortunate afternoon for Samford on the injury end. Seeing their third player down. It's just not something you like seeing.
Last injury, Donovan Grayson. He was down on the field for a while, tried to get back up, and then fell down again, trying to walk off to the sideline. Just a scary scene there, but again, another man down.
Can't quite spot who it is here. As he's standing up and being helped up the
That's
field.
number 9, LaShawn Young. Sean Young, 3 tackles, a tackle for loss, and the one who intercepted Sawyer Robertson. So a big blow for the Bulldogs defense. Guy's been the star of the show today. We'll have to get checked out by the medical staff. So 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 44-yard line. Hand off to Caden Knighton up the middle. Tries to find the hole, but he'll be taken down after a gain of 2 yards.
Caden Knighton bumping into his own lineman there. Bounced into number 69, Sidney Fugar, and losing his footing.
Knighton, 7 rushes for 26 yards last week in Dallas. Giving Bryson Washington a breather. Fake the handoff. Robertson looking downfield, but he'll short arm one to his receiver.
Pass intended for Ashton Hawkins.
That's Ashton Hawkins on the left side. Robertson just couldn't get the ball up enough as it lands at Hawkins' feet. Now it'll be 3rd and 7. Right around midfield for the Bears. Then a handoff to Caden Knighton on 3rd down, and he's going to be taken down at the 49. Well short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down for the Bears. And it looks like Jake Spavital will keep his guys on the field for a 4th down and 5. 2 receivers each way. Robertson looking. Up the middle, has a man open. It's Josh Cameron. He'll be taken down in the Samford territory, down to the 35-yard line. It's a 1st down.
The 4th down plays, they go in for it. And even in sometimes your own territory. Seems to have been the story for the Baylor offense this season.
Round midfield is kind of the peak place to do that. Faking the handoff, throwing to the left, diving is Cole Wilson. Can't make the catch as the ball ricochets off his hands. Robertson having some issues getting that ball out to the left side. And again, he's trying to throw to the left side, even with the ball on the right hash mark. Just more of a difficult throw, even for some of those short and medium passes.
You wonder if the windy day out here affects it at all either.
Bears facing that Jumbotron, which is overlooking the Brazos River. Wind in their face. Handing it off to Bryson Washington up the middle. He'll be tripped and taken down
Give this to Bryson Washington.
At the 33-yard line.
Seems a 3-yard gain on the play.
So 3rd and 7. I think again for the Bears, you're still in 4th down territory, so you still have 2 plays to work with to get 7 yards. Screen caught by Ashton Hawkins, but he'll be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Pass is a little high on Robertson's hands. Makes you wonder if that interception has him rattled in the pocket here.
The offense will stay on the field.
Dave Aranda noted in a previous press conference 2 weeks ago that he gave Spavital the green light for any 4th downs this season that he wants to go for it on, which he seems to be taking well advantage of here for the Bears.
So 4th and 7. Robertson gets the snap. Throwing it downfield to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Cole Wilson can't come up with it as the ball hits the ground. There is a penalty marker down by the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is. Robertson forcing that throw. And it'll be illegal hands to the face on the defense.
Wow. Bailed out by the penalty there for the Bears.
And it's the junior Andrew Jordan, the one who came in for Donovan Grayson, who is injured on special teams. Bailing out the Bears. And again, Sawyer Robertson trying to throw that ball downfield. And Cole Wilson in double or even triple coverage on that one. Almost came up with the catch. But now the Bears with new life down to the 17-yard line. Washington up the middle. That Baylor O-line pushing the pile. They're going. And the whistle finally blown.
One of the strong suits for this offensive line this season, despite struggling on the run blocking, is being able to find Bryson when he gets caught in the middle like that and push for an extra 2-3 yards.
I think, as a coaching staff, you got to love that. Even, on a part of their game that hasn't been great, they still are putting in all that effort, keep on adding yards. So now 2nd and 5 at the 12. Screen to Kobe Prentice to the pylon. Touchdown, Bears.
I mean, Prentice's 4th touchdown this season on only his 7th reception. It seems to be I'm sorry, I correct myself, 8th reception, but still.
Kobe Prentice came into this week tied for 2nd in the nation in receiving touchdowns, adds 1 more. Make that his 4th receiving touchdown as a Baylor Bear.
The Alabama transfer purely just seems to be a touchdown machine, as he has a 50% touchdown percentage on all of his completions.
Bears up 20-17. Connor Hawkins looking to tack on 1 more. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is right through the uprights. And the Bears finding new life on a personal foul from Andrew Jordan on a 4th down incompletion. And Kobe Prentice on the screen. He gets to the pylon. And the Bears go back up 2 scores. But we'll be back with Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
We are back. 8 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Bears going up 21-7. Sawyer Robertson finding Kobe Prentice on a screen for 12 yards. Found the end zone for his fourth touchdown of the season. That's good for second best in the nation. The Alabama transfer making his presence known. Rhett Armstrong's kick is fair, caught inside the 5, so Samford will get the ball at the 25-yard line.
By Calvin Jones for Samford.
That Baylor drive was kind of a weird turn of events, right? Sawyer Robertson throwing an interception on his own side of the field, and then pretty short after, Samford fumbling the ball. It's Jaden Gibson on the big hit. And then a penalty on a fourth down gave the Bears life, and they scored another touchdown. We'll get a couple minutes until the start of this next drive for the Bulldogs. So we'll just step aside once more, and we'll be back with the Samford drive. This is Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Windy day here in Waco, Texas. Bears up 21-7.
After the bailout with the penalty there, just an all-around great offensive drive to finish that. Take advantage of what was given to you and be able to score there for Kobe Prentice.
Yeah, and I was talking to you about that touchdown play call during the break and just how much I really like using those screens in the red zone.
Absolutely.
Just being able to execute it properly. That's how Caden Knighton got his touchdown in the Auburn game. Get the screen pass to the left side. That was only for 4 yards. This one for 12 as C.J. Evans wrapped up ASAP. He'll be taken down on first down.
Aggressive tackle by Simpkins there. I know this earlier in the broadcast, but he's just one of those guys that you're happy to have on your side of the field. Knows his fits and knows where to be.
Crittenden 7 of 12 for 59 yards. Another handoff. The ball carrier getting past the 25-yard line to the 26.
As Dravion Barnes pulls him down, almost a WWE style, brings to the ground, you can just really tell that, as Dave noted in his press conference, the priority in practice this week was definitely that wrapping up and making sure that guys get brought to the ground when you make contact.
Preseason third-team All-Big 12, Travion Barnes. Brought down C.J. Evans. Some pressure and throwing away, and it's picked off! And it's Baylor ball. Quincy Crittenden threw it to the left sideline, to the Baylor sideline on the back foot, and he couldn't get it out of bounds.
Another turnover for the Bears here, their second one of the game. Definitely something that as a Baylor fan, you should be excited to see the Bears working on. Their third defensive turnover of the season. You can just really tell after that last touchdown that another 14-point buffer has brought out some aggression in this Bears defense.
Another big play. It's LeVar Thornton, the one who forced the fumble on the last defensive possession, getting the interception. This one, Sawyer Robertson trying to find some room to his right, trying to spin out of a tackle, but he'll be taken down at the 31-yard line.
Definitely an interesting play call there. Sawyer, we know from last season, has the legs. He can run, but that's not something we've really seen him do so far this season. To see a play drawn up where he gets to keep the ball is definitely unique from this year's Spavital's offense.
Really trying to utilize him as a gunslinger this season. Jalen Nelson, the one on the tackle. Now in the pocket, dumps it off to Caden Knighton up the middle, getting some room, cuts to the right, and he'll be taken down at the 16-yard line. And I really like how Sawyer Robertson is not really forcing any passes downfield. If there's nothing open, you don't got to go too far downfield. Just dump it off to your running back. There's plenty of room to run. Screen to Kobe Prentice, this time on the right, but he'll be met at the line of scrimmage this time.
I remarked earlier in the broadcast on how we hadn't seen Sawyer kind of read the field like he did last season, but since that comment, he seems to have very much improved as he sits and waits and makes the time to find who is open and be able to develop the play. Truly demonstrating his skill and football IQ in the pocket.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right, ball on the right hash mark. Handing it off to Caden Knighton, has some room, cuts to his right. Moving back a little bit, he'll be taken out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And we'll see where they spot him, see where his forward progress ended up. But
good run for Knighton there, but that definitely shows his being a freshman there. He bounced around a little too much. I think he could have had a couple more yards, if not possibly a touchdown, if he just committed to running through the hole there.
And so he'll be marked down at the 10-yard line. Almost made it to the 5, but was pushed back a little bit. Broke a tackle, and now it'll make it 3rd and 4. Another handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
That won't quite be it for the Bears, Jeff.
So it'll be 4th down and 1 yard to go at the Samford 7-yard line. So the Bears substituting, taking Michael Trigg out, putting the blocking tight end Matt Kloppenstein in, bringing a heavier set. But he'll be on the outside, actually. Now he motions to the left. Be a run up the middle. Does he get it?
That's close. Sounds of applause in the stadium seem to imply a first down for the Bears.
And it is a first down, just getting to the line to gain.
Interesting play call there. We saw multiple times against SMU last week. The Bears get stuffed on 4th down and trying to run up the middle. Staying to that and developing it is an interesting choice by Spavital.
Going to the hot hand, and it looks like we'll probably have a review here. He was marked down between the 5 and 6 yard line. So they will have an official review. And again, yeah, it was a close play, but they went with the hot hand, Caden Knighton. Just trying to, all they needed to get was 1 yard. It was 4th and 1. But that left side was unblocked. The O-line shifting all their momentum to the right, and Caden Knighton trying to redirect his route to the left. Broke one tackle, kind of sidestepped his way out of it. We'll see here off on the Jumbotron. Did he get it? Taken down, and it looks like that ball is right where they spotted it, probably closer to the 5-yard line.
I think probably about an inch or two past the 5-yard line is what it appears on the video board here. Interesting to see where the refs decide to call this.
I think their spot right now is pretty correct. They have the ball right on the 5-yard line. I think that's pretty accurate.
I understand the searching to find things to improve on and work on it against an opponent like Samford. But still, a very interesting play call on a play that hasn't seemed to work very well for the Bears so far this season. 4th and 1 and punching up the middle.
Yeah, just want to go power against power, right? Stack the box. Well, actually, they probably wanted that box to be a little emptied, right? They had a couple of guys to the outside try to empty that box, and
definitely searching to open it up there.
Yeah, give Caden Knighton some room, so here we'll have the call. And so the call will be upheld. A first down for the Bears at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Yeah, I think really the idea behind that play is the fact that they only needed 1 yard. I think if it was even something like 3 yards, I think they're probably going to go to Sawyer Robertson trying to make a short pass. I guess since it's only, 3 feet, might as well go back to the run game. Hope your O-line can push just enough. Give Caden Knighton some room. The drive will continue. Taking the handoff, jump ball to the back corner, and it's incomplete.
That would have been a difficult catch to bring down there for the wide receiver.
That's Jaden Porter, the sophomore out of Lorena, Texas, getting his first action of the season. We had mentioned it. I'd mentioned it during our pregame show with Jackson Posey. Jaden Porter, nicknamed Rook. All right, this team, they believe he's league-bound, very mature as a sophomore. Also described his play as smooth, just how he runs routes. Run up the middle with Bryson Washington, bouncing his way and into the end zone. Touchdown, Bryson Washington, number 2 on the afternoon.
That's Washington's maturity there. To make contact 3 separate times for finding the end zone and be able to just continue and plow through. That's why he is the guy in the Baylor backfield.
8-play drive, 34 yards, just under 3.5 minutes taken off the clock. The Bears go up by 20. Couple minutes before halftime. The extra point is up, and it is good. Connor Hawkins, his 4th extra point on the day. He's perfect on the PAT this season, now a 13 for 13. But Bryson Washington, a 5-yard touchdown run, pinballing his way into the yellow as the Bears go up 28-7 with 4 minutes, 22 seconds left in this first half. We'll step aside just for a few moments. You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey there, Bears! Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
See, the wind's brutal.
And the wind is brutal here in Waco. You are right, Dylan. Sorry to our listeners. You can definitely hear the wind through our mics. We're right next to the press box here at McLean Stadium. Wind blowing at our faces, coming from the Brazos River. The Bears tacking on 7 more points. They go up 28-7 on the Samford Bulldogs. Red Armstrong sending it downfield.
Bulldogs have yet to return a kick today. That one is fair caught.
Fair catch made by Calvin Jones.
Calvin Jones, who makes a fair catch. So Samford once again starting on their own 25-yard line. A little under 4.5 minutes left to play before the teams go in for halftime, make their necessary adjustments.
The defense definitely comes into this last stretch here with momentum, coming off of that interception on the last play.
That's 2 straight turnovers.
LeVar Thornton has been a difference maker today with the absence of Carl Williams on the field.
LeVar Thornton, the one that forced the fumble earlier in the ballgame, and then the interception last time out for the defense. Run up the middle. C.J. Evans once again.
C.J. Evans is a smaller player, staying at 5'8", 180. Definitely is impressive today for the Bulldogs. His ability to find the hole and find his gap. Take what he can against this Bears defense.
He's been getting plenty of action in today's game.
45 yards on 11 attempts for him, with his longest one being a 12-yard rush.
Came into this ball game 14 rushes for 54 yards, and the only touchdown for Samford through the first 2 weeks. That was week 2, so last week against the Citadel. Bulldogs lost that one 40-13. Just want to hand off to Ken Cherry. Gets to the second level, but is taken down.
Simpkins demonstrating the aggression there, as after the handoff, still came in to plow through Crittenden in the backfield. So then the Bears are coming in this game with the mentality of just no plays off. Full aggression, all gas, no brakes for the defense.
Third and 4. 3 minutes and counting left here in the second quarter. Week 3 matchup between the Bears and the Samford Bulldogs. All right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Crittenden drops the snap, and he'll be evading pressure, but he'll be taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down by Cooper Lands.
And it's Cooper Lands, the edge rusher. Spent the last couple of years as a defensive tackle, but in the spring moved to edge rusher. And he's the one who brings down Crittenden, so it'll be a 3-and-out for Samford.
The drop snap there by Crittenden just kind of shows that even on a family weekend with not a sold-out crowd here at Baylor, they're still able to create a powerful environment at McLean. Crittenden definitely facing the stadium pulse here.
And this one shanked by Noah Jones. Goes out of bounds on the Samford sideline. We'll see where the line judge puts the ball, and he keeps on going, and it'll be just short of the 50-yard line. So the Bears will be in Samford territory to start this drive. Just over 2 minutes to go. 2:06 left in this half. hoping to put this game to bed pretty soon.
2-minute drill for the Bears here as they try to get one last score before halftime.
Kelsey Johnson, the tight end, on the left side. Robertson in the pocket, waiting. Dumps it off to Caden Knighton on the left side. He'll be taken down out of bounds just short of the first down marker. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Bears trying to keep laying it on. They're up 28-7 with just a few ticks left in the first half. And you're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Keaton or the other one?
2-minute timeout concluding. Bears up 28-7. 1:59 before they head back to their respective locker rooms. Bears with the ball on the Samford 39-yard line after Noah Jones shanked his punt. So it'll be 2nd down and 1. Caden Knighton back right next to Sawyer Robertson. Looking downfield, throws it up the middle, has a man open, it's caught.
Ashton Hoggins, Texas State transfer, who went through a battle after playing for the Bears last season to gain his last year of eligibility from the new Supreme Court JUCO ruling, comes back as a 6-year senior, bringing the Bears within 5.
A handoff to Caden Knighton up the middle, reaches out, and he's just short of the goal line.
Impressive leap by Knighton there.
36-yard completion from Sawyer Robertson to Ashton Hawkins. Hawkins now 3 catches for 42 yards. So now Samford substituting, giving a heavy set for the defense. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Caden Knighton up the middle, trying to work his way to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Bears.
It's the freshman's 2nd touchdown of the season, Jeff. it's just great to see what's been a running theme the past couple of seasons with Baylor, developing these freshman running backs, getting them ready early.
The 3-star out of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, Caden Knighton had a receiving touchdown against Auburn back in the second half of that ball game. Now finding the end zone for a second touchdown as a Baylor Bear. TA team back out on. And Connor Hawkins sends it right down the middle for his 5th extra point attempt. Bears.
35-7 Bears with a minute left on the clock. This is definitely the kind of football that Baylor is expecting to see today. After the 14-7 earlier in the first quarter, where Samford was able to get their touchdown of the day and cut it down to only a 7-point loss, it became concerning that the Bears were going to be able to keep their heads on their shoulders. But they seem to have really found their footing and gained momentum here.
They've just been laying it on these last couple minutes. Putting up 2 more touchdowns with just a little over 3 minutes in between. Now taking a commanding 35-7 lead. Just over a minute remaining.
Armstrong to kick off for your Bears. Calvin Jones technique for Samford.
Red Armstrong, the one for the kickoff. Calvin Jones. And he'll fair catch it inside the 5-yard line. And again, basically another touchback. That rule added in college just a few seasons ago. I think it started last season. If you fair catch inside the 25-yard line, it just counts as a touchback. The Baylor defense back out once again, forcing turnovers their last 2 times out. Looking to keep Samford at only 7 points. All 3 receivers to the right for the Bulldogs. Hand off to C.J. Evans. Bounces his way up the middle. He's taken down at the 31.
6-yard gain for the Bulldogs there. C.J. Evans just continues to be able to find his spacing.
Evans, 12 rushes for 51 yards. 4.3 yards per carry. So late substitution for Baylor. The last possession for Samford ended in a punt. Another handoff to Evans. And he'll be slammed to the ground.
This defense is not relaxing by any means. And that should close up the half for, Samford may be trying to punch in one more here.
Clock is rolling down, 2 and 1 second. And that'll do it for the first half. When it looked like Baylor was starting to ease up a little bit, a couple of turnovers and big plays go their way. And they just kept on laying it on. They lead 35-7 as the teams head into the locker room. So we'll step aside just for a few minutes. We'll come back with our thoughts on the first half before we take a break for halftime. Make sure to stay tuned right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Halftime here at McLean Stadium. Bears up 35-7 on the Samford Bulldogs. Quick stats. Sawyer Robertson, 16 for 23, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his first interception of the season. Now has 9 touchdowns to only 1 pick so far. Bryson Washington leading the way on the ground. 10 rushes, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caden 97 times with the ball, 18 yards, and 1 touchdown. Ashton Hawkins leading the way for the receivers, 42 yards on 3 receptions. Then for Samford, Quincy Crittenden, 7 for 13, 59 yards, and 1 pick. And CJ Evans, 1 for 1, 12 yards, and 1 touchdown passing. That was on the trick play in the red zone for Samford's first passing touchdown of the season, coming from their running back. And then they're rushing CJ Evans again, getting almost all the work, 13 rushes for 53 yards. Ken Sherry getting a pair of rushing attempts, 6 yards only. And then receiving, it's been the freshman Torrey Ward, 4 catches, 59 yards, and that 1 touchdown, the long of 30 yards. Dylan, I just want to get your thoughts on the first half.
I think the story for the Bears right now is Sawyer's 154 yards. He's once again on pace to get over 300 yards, assuming that he stays in the game. If this continues to blow out, we may see the rise of Nate Bennett or Auburn transfer Walker White at the pocket. But honestly, standouts, LeVar Thornton, 2 turnovers in 1 game. That's somebody that has stepped up this week with the absence of Carl Williams IV, as he's been battling injuries coming in and out of these games. And to come in and get your opportunity to play and find 2 turnovers on defense, which I think really has turned the tide for this game. When he got that fumble recovery in the Baylor's own red zone, as Samford was creeping down on them, to be able to give the ball back to the offense and result in a touchdown was truly the turning point after the 14-7 Baylor score at the end of the first quarter. That, I think, he has been truly like the makeup and story maker in this game. Other standouts, Kendrick Simpkins has 2 total tackles. They both have solo tackles for loss. So just seeing like the defensive edge and those guys that are in the secondary and backfield for the Baylor defense just being able to step up and really make their presence felt. And the aggression that we talked about pre-game just really stood out today.
Yeah, game started out just kind of how you thought. Baylor, 2 straight touchdowns and also a blocked punt on their first time with the punt unit coming out, and it looked like the tides were turning in Samford's favor kind of midway through the first half. An interception and a touchdown as well, but the Samford offense fumbling the ball and then throwing an interception left the door open for the Bears, who ended the half with 3 straight touchdowns to take a 35-7 lead. And that'll do it from us here for the first half. We'll step aside for just a little while. We'll come back with some initial thoughts on the second half. Dylan Fink will be on play-by-play. I'll be on color commentary. So make sure to stay tuned for that. You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting. Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey there, Bears! Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Welcome back to a morning on the Brazos with Baylor leading the Samford Bulldogs 35-7 with a minute before the start of the second half. I'm Dylan Fink with the Baylor Lariat Radio, joined with me by Jeffrey Cohen, who led play-by-play for the first half. As we kind of sit here and get ready to go, things we're excited to see in the second half. Jeff, what are you looking forward to seeing from the Bears here?
I think at this point, all that you really got to do, you got to focus on the details. You know, the devil's in the details, right? You got to get everything right, and you try to just do everything as well as you can, down to the most minute, like, just detail. I mean, I know I've said that multiple times already, but really, like, that's just what it is with a tune-up game, and I think we saw some mistakes, right? So Robertson kind of towards the end of that first quarter, not looking very comfortable, throwing his first interception of the season. Offense kind of letting Samford drive down the field as well, kind of around that same time. So I think if you can just make sure that they don't have anything going, make sure Samford doesn't get any momentum, and just do everything right, no matter how small it may seem, just get the little things right.
Absolutely, Jeff. This is definitely an opportunity for the Bears to work on the little things, to not sweat the small stuff, and to make sure that every part of their game is honed and tuned before they start conference play next week. Despite the 28-point lead, this is not a relaxing moment for the Bears here. As they get ready for the kickoff, setting out the return team, the Bears will start with the ball in the second half. Definitely a smaller crowd at McLean Stadium here, part of that due to the matchup, obviously, and, the 11 a.m. kickoff. It's a hard thing to get students out of bed that early these days.
Yeah, and I think with just the sun kind of glaring down on everybody, it's never easy with an 11 a.m. kickoff this early in the season. I mean, high today's around, 91 degrees? So
About, yeah. A nice breeze. It could be worse. McLean's known for its ability to trap heat inside as the ball is kicked by Samford. Short kick received by Kyler Beatty, who finds his way upfield to make it to about the 44-yard line. I stand corrected. There's Kelsey Johnson on the return there.
Kelsey Johnson, tight end, not getting too much action this season. Definitely more of a blocking guy, big body they like to use. Kind of similar to what they use Matt Klopfenstein for, who's out on the field with that offense. Again, I think you want Sawyer Robertson to be comfortable coming into this half. I think he starts this half, but he doesn't finish that.
Absolutely.
They go to some of their second and third string quarterbacks.
It was great to see some other guys out there today. Sawyer in the pocket. Takes the snap. Takes handoff to Bryson Washington. Pass is caught by Josh Cameron.
There you go. This is what I wanted to see kind of early in that Auburn game. Let Sawyer Robertson heat up with some short, quick throws, get the ball out of his hand quickly, and just let him get that momentum and then start throwing downfield once he's kind of warmed up a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable in that pocket.
Absolutely. 2nd and 7. Ball handoff to Bryson Washington, who will find a gap and push up for what appears to be a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Bryson Washington, the ball carrier.
Good job by Washington, just trying to bounce off defenders, try to work his way to the right after going up the middle, gets the tackle down after just a good chunk play.
5 yard gain there.
Yeah, make it 3rd and short.
3rd and 2. Sawyer back in the pocket. Takes the handoff to Washington, tries to avoid the sack and unfortunately falls over. Sawyer loses his own footing there as he tried to avoid the Samford defensive lineman, Jaden Mosley, who came crapping on him.
Yeah, Jaden Mosley, number 5, okay? That's a very special number for Samford. That's the Chris Williams Memorial jersey number, and kind of the story behind that. So Charles Williams was a junior cornerback back in 2003, and he tragically passed away in a car accident back in 2003. So for the 03 and 04 seasons, no one wore it. That would have been his junior and senior seasons, but ever since then, football programs awarded one senior the number 5 every year. It's a symbol of leadership and character in the program.
Palmer Williams with the punt. Preseason All-American punter Palmer Williams will be able to dribble it into about Samford's 6-yard line. A great punt there to set fantastic defensive position for the Bears.
Yeah, and again, he's punting with the wind in his face. Again, it's never easy, but again, ball taking a good bounce, just kind of rolling inside that 10-yard line. Great job by Palmer Williams.
I'm sure our listeners at home are hearing the severity of the wind today as it blows into our mics as we sit out here outside. Coming in at 17-mile-per-hour gusts, definitely affecting some of the play here. Samford quarterback, Quincy Crittenden on the carry there. Keeps it for himself. Keaton Thomas on the tackle, the Bears' leading linebacker. Yeah, hasn't seen a lot of action in this game, but able to get a tackle here.
couple of tackles for him on the afternoon, Came into today leading the team with 26 tackles, only one for loss.
The Samford's hitting the ground running early today. They handed off to...
Looks like Ken Cherry.
Yeah.
Sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Third down here. 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. And it's a first down. As Brady Stober now in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Takes it on the run. Finds his gap up the middle. Is able to get about a 7-yard gain.
And he gets blown up as it gets past the line of scrimmage. Jacob Redding and Calvin Simpson Hunt with the big hit.
Stover with the ball, throwing it out of bounds as he avoids getting sacked by the line of scrimmage. This first observance is between a style of play of Quincy Crindon, who we saw in the last half, versus Stover now in this one. Stover seems to be much more mobile on his feet, willing to run and find the holes if need be if the play's falling apart.
And
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Stover takes the snap, hands it off, and immediately tackled at the line of scrimmage is Cam Bland. I stand corrected. Ken Cherry on the ball carrier there for the Bulldogs.
that's Ken Cherry's 4th run of the ball game. Getting only 1 yard. That's now 4 for 9 yards.
Bringing up another 3rd down here for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 9. 11 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Stover takes the snap, drops back, hauls out, and is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Trying to find Preston Bird on the hook, just couldn't get enough on that throw, and it'll be a 3 now for Samford, who's been using this 2-quarterback look throughout this season. Brady Stober coming into today 13 for 20 with 131 yards. Last week went 3 for 5 with only 38 yards, but had 2 rushes for 29 yards, and we got to see him use his legs to get a first down, but again,
Samford ready to punt here.
couldn't get it done on the 2nd set of downs.
Josh Cameron receives the ball at about the 28-yard line. Bounces back and forth for a little bit, but is unable to find a gain. Bears ball will come back on the 28-yard line for us. All right, and with that, we'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here at Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Welcome back to Baylor football on Baylor Lariat Radio. As the Bears get ready for their second offensive drive of the second half. They're here with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. The last drive resulted in 3 and out with the Bears punting. Second time that Palmer Williams, the preseason All-American punter, took the field. The Bears lined up here. Sawyer Robertson in shotgun with Kane Knighton in the backfield. 4 receivers on the line. Robertson takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Knighton. Surveys the defense and throws an incomplete pass that's tipped away. The pass was intended for number 4 Lewis Brown, San Diego State transfer.
Right. Jalen Nelson, the free safety, in on the pass deflection. His first pass breakup of the season, coming off a career-high 7 tackles he had against the Citadel last week.
Robertson back in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff again to Knighton, and overthrows Cole Wilson across the middle. Unfortunate 2 passes there for Robertson.
Yeah, I think he just needs to find his footing. That first throw to the outside, kind of a difficult throw to make. Brown kind of in tight coverage, trying to get it to his hands on the outside, just unfortunately drops. But that one up the middle, that's a throw you got to make, right? You had Cole Wilson wide open up the middle. That's a big gain that the Bears are going to miss out on.
Absolutely. Robertson back in shotgun again. Seems to be a theme here for the Bears offense. We don't see a lot of under center for them. Fakes another handoff to Knighton. Sawyer's sitting in the pocket, getting ready to throw. Finds Knighton on the pass. Across the middle, immediately tackled by a Samford defense. Not enough for a first down. As the Bears will leave the field again in another 3 and out.
Yeah, marked down to 30. Had Caden Knighton on the crosser. Got him at the numbers on the left side, so going all the way across the field. But again, just not much going for the Baylor offense. Not a whole lot of momentum in that drive.
Absolutely. The Bears this season have seemed to be a very good third quarter team and not present right now for the offense as we come out of this half.
And again, both teams trying to make those halftime adjustments. It's still pretty early, so we'll see if Baylor can kind of get back on track.
Palmer Williams on the punt. Good off the boot. Fair catch by Samford, number 7. Jaden Gibson on the catch. And we'll place the ball at about the Bears' 20-yard line.
And now the defense back out. And now you've got a different look, right? Now you don't have Quincy Crittenden in the backfield leading this offense. Now you got to go up against Brady Stober, who went 10 for 15 against West Georgia, 93 yards. So it'll be a little bit of a different look, right? And that's kind of what you expected coming into this game, just as we had mentioned earlier, running that 2-quarterback look throughout the first 3 games of the season. Finds Jaden Gibson on the screen.
Good start for the Samford offense there.
Yeah, got down just past the line to gain. That's what it looks like. And yeah, it will be a first down.
Dover still in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Takes in his shotgun. Looking to pass. Broken up, almost intercepted by the Bears. Right through the hands of DJ Coleman against the sideline there. It's an incomplete pass intended for Preston Bird for the Bulldogs.
And who was there for the pass breakup? That's LeVar Thornton making his presence known today.
Stover takes a snap and shotgun, looking to throw for a 3rd time. And he's mobile. Noted earlier on his ability to run the football. He pushes for a couple more yards for the Bulldogs. Opening up an opportunity for 3rd and short here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job by him trying to evade that pressure. Kind of squeezes his way through a pair of defenders and gets a nice 6-yard gain right there.
3rd and 4 here for the Bulldogs. Stover still in shotgun position. And another almost interception as the pass was broken up by Tyler Turner by the Baylor defense. Stober rolled out to his right side, aired out a short slant pass to the corner, and with no one nearby, Tyler Turner was able to get a hand on it. Not bringing it down for the interception, but ending up being able to bat it down. Bringing up fourth down here.
Yeah, you can see Samford trying to go with that flood concept. Everyone moving to the right side, and there's Brady Stober throwing on the run to his right, and again, Tyler Turner right there almost made the interception after having 2 tackles against SMU last week.
Josh Cameron on the punt. Call the fair catch. Will be placed at about the 12-yard line. And with that, we'll go back into a quick commercial break for you guys. You're listening to Baylor football on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Welcome back to Baylor football here on the Brazos on Baylor Lariat Radio. Bears leading 35-7 as they start with the ball on their own 12-yard line. Getting ready for the third offensive drive of this half. The first two not being very impressive by the Bears. Sawyer Robertson missing on a couple passes. Interesting to see what he has under his footing here before him.
Yeah, and what I'm looking from this offense, I see Kelsey Johnson back out there. I think they're trying to sit Michael Trigg. Got hurt during that SMU game, trying to put him on a pitch count today.
Robertson hands the ball off to Bryson Washington, who will get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Good job by Samford. That front seven kind of swarming. They have 4 guys on that tackle trying to bring down Bryson Washington. Not too much contest from Washington's blockers in front of him.
No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Bears. Sawyer Robertson in shotgun formation. Takes a snap, drops back looking for the pass. Has open field to his left and chooses to run with it. He's able to make it up inside the 30 to get a first down for the Bears. Sawyer Robertson really demonstrating his legs there after earlier in the broadcast. We noted how we hadn't seen that a lot from him this year. He's really a mobile quarterback and great game to see him put that to work.
Yeah, I think with an impressive arm like his, you don't really need to run all that much. Just let him stay in that pocket and just use that impressive arm.
Hand off to Bryson Washington, who finds the hole for a gain of about 5 or 6. The ball's going to be at the 39-yard line. Correct myself, the 34-yard line. Another Samford player is down on the field, number 44.
Corey Warren. Yeah. The edge out of Hoover, Alabama, transfer from Georgia State. So far, coming into today, 3 tackles in 2 games. Had 2 of those tackles, including half a tackle for loss against the Citadel. In week 1, had a solo tackle and a quarterback hurry.
This is the 4th Samford player that's fallen down with an injury today in this game. Definitely not something that you want to see. It's truly unfortunate to have.
Yeah, last season played 10 games on the D line, 10 tackles, 7 of those solo. Had 2 quarterback hurries as well. You mentioned played at Georgia State.
Warren is yet to have recorded a tackle in this game today.
Yeah, he helped that Georgia State team that went on to play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl back in 2023. They beat Utah State. That was a surprising win, 45-22. Quarterback Darren Granger was named MVP of that game. He accounted for 5 touchdowns, while their running back, Freddie Brock, had set a school record with 276 rushing yards.
And the Samford medical staff seems to have Warren up and hobbling off the field with help here. Good thing to see is he's able to walk off.
Yeah, and you hope if you're Samford in a game like this, non-conference game coming to a Power 4 team, you just don't want to have any guys that sustain major injuries. You know, obviously over the course of a football game, guys will go down, guys will get hurt, but you just really hope that they're able to come back within the next week, maybe even 2 weeks.
And Baylor's seen their own fair share of that this season, with some of their stars in Jackie Marshall, Michael Trigg. A handful of guys have been battling through simple injuries early in the season. As the Bears line up, 2nd and 5, Sawyer in the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Bryson Washington, who finds the hole up the middle and is able to punch in for the first down, bringing the Bears to their 46-yard line.
We're really starting to see that Baylor run game just get back to where it was last year. They've already gotten over 100 yards now, at over 125. Another run up the middle. Right tackle Caden Saraki had said on Tuesday in the press conference how important it was for them to work on the run game and how big it was just to get some more momentum, start moving the ball on the ground more late in that SMU game, especially in that overtime. Bryson Washington cashed in for 6 points in that first overtime.
Second 4 for the Bears, back to Bryson Washington. He's able to find the hole again. Pushing up for what looks like a first down from our view up here outside the press box. And that it will be, first down for Baylor.
Yeah, Washington, with that run before this last one, has eclipsed over 100 yards. 2nd straight game he's done that.
And that's a good sign for Baylor's rushing offense. Sawyer lines back up in the pocket. Got motion by Kobe Prentice on the back end. Sawyer drops back looking to pass. And great look to Kyler Beatty there for the Bears.
It's actually Kelsey Johnson, the tight end. Got him on the outside, just went off his hands. Great throw by Sawyer Robertson. But again, back to Bryson Washington. 100 yards in this game. That's the eighth 100-plus yard rushing game in his career. Last year as a redshirt freshman. Had his 7th one last week where he went 115 yards across 31 runs.
Hand off to Kane Knighton as he pushes up the middle. Gain of about 7 yards on the play. 3rd and 3 for the Bears. Sawyer hands it back to Kane Knighton. Pushes for a hole again, and there's a flag on the play as Kane Knighton bounces around and eventually brought down at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Kate Knighton doing a great job of just being able to stay on his feet, kind of change direction. That was a call for a run up the middle and kept on working his way, cutting to the right. Just couldn't find any more room to go forward, but we'll see what this flag is.
Referee gets ready to call what it is. They'll be holding on the Bears. On the number 68, Omar Egbedian.
Yeah, Omar Abedian. He's on the Outland Trophy watch list, preseason first team All Big 12 at right guard, the senior out of Katy, Texas. Also preseason second team All Texas, that's but from Dave Campbell's Texas football.
We'll bring up third and long for the Bears here. It's at 3rd and 13. Clear in shotgun formation. Knighton's still out there at the running back position. Robertson dropping back to pass. And an incomplete pass as he barely overthrows Josh Cameron. It seems to be a running theme for Sawyer in the second half. In big moments, just barely missing his receivers by a little too much.
Yeah, and Samford brought the pressure, blitzing, getting some of those linebackers with the delayed blitz. But again, Sawyer and his offense, they picked up that blitz well, but again, just threw it too far out in front of Josh Cameron, who broke for the middle of the field.
Palmer Williams back out here for the pass. Definitely seen more action on this field than Baylor is probably hoping to give him today. Punt from Williams. Fair caught by Samford at the 10-yard line. And a flag on the play as Baylor made contact with the receiver as he brought that ball down.
Yeah, that's another thing that we haven't talked too much about with Baylor, but their special teams, especially on the punt, has been really sloppy to start this season. Josh Cameron hasn't really been able to get a whole lot of returns again that last week with...
Especially after that being a strong spot for the Bears last year. It is disappointing to see.
Yeah, and as I was saying, last week, just with what many thought should have been punt returner interference turned into a block in the back, and again, it just hasn't been all that clean, as clean as they had hoped.
And with that, we'll go to another commercial break. Thank you for listening to Baylor Football here at the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
All right, welcome back to the matchup on the Brazos this afternoon. Bears still leading 35-7 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Samford back with the ball. Definitely, the Baylor offense seems to have hit standstill here. This quarter, they haven't gotten anything working, resulting in 3 punts so far with no scores this quarter. Definitely a change of pace from what we saw in the first half. Stober back in at shotgun for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that first drive for Baylor, 3 plays, -1 yard. Next one, 3 plays, 5 yards. Finally got some action going last drive.
The handoff by the Bulldogs to Cam Bland. No gain on the plays. He's met at the line of scrimmage.
He's finally getting some action today. Came into today with 3 rushes for only 9 yards.
Stober taking a snap, looking at that. Doesn't see an option and takes to his legs running again, just to be sandwiched between the Baylor defense.
Like it was Micah Gifford, backup strong safety, who made the tackle there.
Gotta give props to Caleb Burns being able to meet that on there.
Both combining for that tackle.
An interception for Caleb Burns, the freshman. That's a great moment to see from him here for the Bears.
In his first action of the season, hasn't played in the first 2 games, now getting some snaps here in the second half of week 3 and making his presence known. Another turnover for the Samford offense. And the Bears just continue to show that they're the dominant force in this ball game.
Burns, one of Baylor's highest-rated recruits coming out of their top 25 recruiting class this past season. Excited to see him get some action on the field. Good look for the freshman today. That'll give the Bears the ball at the Samford 40-yard line.
That's the 3rd turnover for Samford. First one by Brady Stober, throwing an interception. That's his first interception of the season. Quincy Crittenden also threw a pick in the first half. That was his 4th of the season. Threw 3 interceptions against the Citadel last week.
Hand off to Joseph Dodd. His first play of the season.
There you go.
Redshirt freshman out of Markham, Texas. 6 foot, 222 pounds. Gained some action here for the Bears. Sawyer Robertson in shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. And Sawyer throws another interception, his 2nd of the day.
And the ref called it incomplete. It was Gumbo Gaskins.
Unfortunate for Sawyer here. Just a truly poor third quarter showing for him.
Well, confusing play right there. I mean, Gumbo Gaskins with the easy interception, but then the line judges were saying it was incomplete. I guess their final ruling is an interception. Yeah, it just looks like Sawyer's just really uncomfortable.
Very unfortunate for Sawyer. Dover takes the ball, finds completion on the left sideline. Jaden Gibson able to push up for a A 7-yard gain there. Setting up 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Stober still in at quarterback. Takes the ball out of the shotgun. Looking fast again. Pitches it outside. And that'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. Led by Cam Bland again. I stand corrected, Kincherry on the ball carrier. Pushing for a first down for the Bulldogs. Back-to-back positive plays for the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, just another thought on Sawyer Robertson having a rough game. This kind of reminded me of last year when the Bears came into Houston to play the Cougars. Just didn't look like himself. Thrown a pair of interceptions in that ball game in Houston. And again, I think part of that is I think he's a little bit caught off guard, caught slacking against a team like Samford.
Ken Cherry pushing for more positive yards. Bringing up third down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Yeah, well, now we're seeing Dave Aranda and Jake Fapsall starting to put some of the backups and some of those freshmen that we were talking about before the game and get them some action in a 28-point ball game.
Makes you wonder if it might be time on the offense to pull Sawyer Robertson. Let Walker White or Nate Bennett take some snaps today.
I think that interception might be the thing to do it.
Stober dropping back. Taking to the knees again. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That's number 24, Micah Gifford on the tackle. As McLean Stadium plays the famed We Bring the Boom by Big AJ and Big Justice. Bringing up 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Micah Gifford last season spent his time on special teams, so was listed as a wide receiver and started practicing at safety during practice for the Texas Bowl, where they eventually lost to the LSU Tigers. Sawyer Robertson had a great game, throwing for a career-high 445 yards.
Interesting to see if Josh Cameron can create something out of this punt here. Ball is up. Cameron calls it a fair catch. Ball will be at about the 13-yard line for the Bears. As they bring up another offensive drive.
Yeah, I think you don't have to do too much. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to make some insane plays. Looks like Sawyer Robertson coming back out on the field. I think maybe the idea is just trying to get him back on track and then maybe take him out, or they might just be rocking with him throughout the ball game. Maybe try to keep his stats up, keep him on people's Heisman boards.
They just let him ride. I mean, the Heisman campaign is something that the Bears do care about this season. It's been a while since they've had the opportunity to do that. Going back to Seth Russell's season in 2016, prior to his neck injury that ended the season early for him. Sawyer Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun. Gives it to Josh Cameron in the flat, who finds room. Pushing up to inside the 25.
Yeah, really, the last 15 years for Baylor, just some great quarterbacks. I mean, it seems like one after another. You have RG3, Baylor's only Heisman winner, and then you got Bryce Petty and some of those Big 12 championship teams in 2013, 2014.
Don't forget Nick Florence.
Yeah,
there.
Nick Florence,
year
too.
after RG3 broke his own record. Had a cool moment 2 weeks ago with the Auburn game. Despite the loss for the Bears, was able to see some Baylor greats come back and get back together. And RG3, Nick Florence, Bryce Petty, and Seth Russell. They were able to sit down for the Baylor club. 2nd and 6 for the Bears here. Sawyer Robertson lined up. Takes a snap and shotgun. Hands off to Bryson Washington, who finds room. He's able to push up for the 1st down.
Bryson Washington, the ball carrier. 7 yards on the play, and that's another Baylor. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Your Baylor Bears 35, Samford 7.
All right. And with that, the 3rd quarter comes to an end. And we'll be right back with you guys in the 4th quarter to bring in the last couple minutes of Baylor football for y'all this afternoon.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Welcome back to the Brazzers for this matchup. Score still 35-7. No one scoring in the third quarter there at the start of the fourth, following Tuba time. Jeff, what do you got for us for your thoughts as we come into this last quarter here?
Yeah, well, we were talking about it. Just Sawyer Robertson just looks very uncomfortable. And what it was kind of looking at like, you know, he's been going up against two really good opponents, two really good defenses to start the season. And it's a big drop-off going up against a struggling FCS team like Samford. So it makes you think maybe he's caught a little bit off guard, a little lackadaisical, or maybe just it seems kind of lost against, you know, in a game where it's not super competitive. And with a guy that's so used to just being like uber competitive 24/7, all 60 minutes, today's just kind of a game that you just don't really know what to think coming into it. You know you're probably going to win, and you know you want to do well, but it just doesn't necessarily feel super competitive.
And on that note, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, that one tipped up by Kelsey Johnson, and is it intercepted?
It looked to me like it fell on the ground, and that would be...
Yeah, interception.
Wow, Robertson's third interception of the day. Right after your statement there. Kelsey Johnson, that one was not really his fault.
Yeah,
but Kelsey Johnson laying that right through his hands.
Yeah, it's Kelsey Johnson. I mean, again, we've mentioned it doesn't really get a whole lot of playing time. Sawyer's darting that ball forward. I mean, he's got such a strong arm, but Naheel Perkins with the interception.
They are reviewing it. It looked to me like the ball hit the ground before Samford had possession, but...
Yeah, and it's one of those things where Naheel Perkins is diving forward, trying to get his arms under the ball. Again, I've seen it go both ways, right? Sometimes where it kind of rattles in between his arms, or they're able to get their hands under it. Naheel Perkins.
That is just truly unfortunate for Sawyer there. Tipped by Samford's middle linebacker coming across there seems to be the true deciding factor in breaking up that play there. Making a little wobbly.
Naheel Perkins hasn't recorded a tackle just yet. Hasn't recorded a stat yet.
Unfortunate showing for Sawyer today. 3 interceptions, dropping below 60% completion rate. His lowest completion rate of the season. Only 173 yards. This makes you wonder if this game will be written off as just a... And the ball is ruled incomplete. Remains Baylor ball. Bailed out of that one. Will be 2nd and 10 for the Bears. Sawyer bailed out of a 3-interception game.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking now is, okay, this isn't Sawyer's best game. This is probably, in all honesty, probably one of his worst starts since coming to Baylor.
I agree. This reminds me a lot. You mentioned it earlier, but last year's Houston matchup where he just looked rattled. The only difference is now Houston created a competitive game. This is one that it's just interesting to see Sawyer struggle against a team that he should be blowing away. Hand off to Bryson Washington, finds a hole up the middle, stays on his feet for the first down, bringing the ball to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, but I think now you're going to come into this week. You got Arizona State a week from today, 6:30 p.m. kickoff, and you got to be like, okay, well, you know, we have work to do. Sawyer's not so invincible.
Kobe Prentice down the sideline, and there's a flag on the play as Kobe Prentice runs in for what could be a touchdown, depending on the ruling.
Yeah, looks like like it'll probably be a holding.
Yeah, it appears to be a hold on Lewis Brown, waiting for the confirmation from the referees.
Yeah, it's just kind of a tough play. It's screen, and Lewis Brown, not very big.
Yeah, that'll be a holding call on Lewis Brown, bringing that touchdown back.
Yeah, he was the only blocker for Kobe Prentice on the screen. Just trying to do everything he can to keep the Samford DB from getting to Kobe Prentice, pushing him out of bounds. But again, that's going to send Baylor back 10 yards.
It'll be 1st and 20 for the Bears. They're Robertson in shotgun formation. Dropping back, looking to throw. And finds Lewis Brown. He's able to bring the ball back up to the 50.
Just a great hook right there by Lewis Brown, able to just cut back upfield towards Sawyer Robertson. Robertson hits him right after he kind of gets that hook right at the end of the route and able to kind of work his way around the defender, get a couple yards after the catch.
Sawyer back in shotgun. Bryson Washington in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to Bryson. Short gain of only 2 yards on the play. Bryson, in a game where Sawyer's looked weak, Bryson's been a strong suit. This is definitely the best we've seen Bryson play this season, running for 130 yards so far.
Yeah, it just continues to get better this season. 115 last week against SMU, 130. Looking to get another 1,000-yard season. Became the first Baylor freshman to do it last year.
Washington takes the ball again and finds the first down up the middle. Good progress for the Bears there. Gets them past the 50-yard line, sets them up within Samford's 45.
Yeah, this is the 8th career 100-plus rushing yard game for Bryson Washington. After last season, already 42nd all-time in rushing yards in program history.
And Sawyer bombs it out. Targeted for Lewis Brown. Throw is a little overthrown. And there's another Samford player down on the play with an injury. This one, number 60, Hank Weber. Rolling around holding his left knee. This is unfortunate to see. This is the 5th Samford player that we have seen go down.
Yeah, Hank Weber, the starting nose tackle out of Franklin, Tennessee, Wisconsin transfer.
Makes you wonder, bad luck, or is the just skill difference between the Bears and the Bulldogs just too much for these players to keep up with?
Yeah, I think it's at this point it's just a physicality thing. You know, I mean, there's levels to this game, right? Like a struggling FCS team versus a high-powered, a Power 4 program that has a lot of resources when it comes to recruiting guys out of high school, recruiting guys out of the transfer portal. I think there's just a difference, but great to see him getting up. Again, you just hate seeing guys go down like this, especially some of these starters like Hank Weber, the anchor on that D line.
Absolutely.
Unfortunate
for the Bulldogs here.
Redshirted at Wisconsin last season. Didn't see any game action.
All these injuries before starting conference play next week is definitely not what the Bulldogs wanted out of their matchup here in Waco. Bears line back up, 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion to Lewis Brown.
Yeah, the last couple of seasons just been...
Michael Turner is taking his first snaps in at running back right now.
There you go. 4-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, 13th running back in last year's class, 32nd best player in Texas.
And Turner takes a handoff and finds the hole, going for the first down. Great first play for him as a Bear.
Yeah, that's a lot of untapped potential right there. As you had said a few times earlier in the game, this could get Baylor fans really excited about the future.
Turner takes it again to be stuffed at the 30-yard line for no gain on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. No, exactly, Jeff. It's great to see these freshmen get played. Michael Turner getting reps. Got to see Joseph Dobbs take some reps. The interception from freshman Barnes earlier in the game was very exciting.
That's a tough dude to take down. 6 foot, 220 pounds out of North Richland Hills, Texas.
Caught by Lewis Brown. Flag on the play. Multiple flags on the play. In the backfield.
Yeah, looks like
Rubbing the passer against Samford. 15-yard penalty will bring up a first down for the Bears. Nice to see something go our way in the backfield. Not that the refs call this game unfairly, but it seems to have been a theme this year of flags in the backfield being often tied to holding for our offensive linemen. Good to see one thrown down and be in favor of the Bears and not their own self-inflicted mistake.
Yeah, it was the rusher on the right side getting Sawyer in his back, making contact with the back of the helmet, but also good job by Sawyer Robertson just kind of staying with that throw, throwing a dart to Lewis Brown on the outside.
And Sawyer finding Lewis Brown for a touchdown in the back left corner of the end zone. A 12-yard throw from Robertson, connecting with Lewis Brown, a San Diego State transfer.
Yeah, and another great play. And we've seen Sawyer Robertson inside the red zone, even inside the 10, trying to go, lobbing those throws to the back corner of the end zone, trying to get that back pylon, and just gets it right in the basket for Lewis Brown, the fourth, getting his first touchdown as a Baylor Bear.
Lining up for the extra point here, the Bears. Connor Hawkins on the kick. And through the pylons, that's good, making it score 42-7. And we'll be right back with you here on the Brazos.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
All right, welcome back to the Brazos with 12 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Bears leading 42-7 following that touchdown pass from Sawyer Robertson to San Diego State transfer Lewis Brown. That's the first score of the Bears for the second half. First score of the game for the second half. Finally getting Sawyer started. Rhett Armstrong, freshman from Palmer Ridge High School up in Monument, Colorado, on the kick here. Ball is up in the air. And back out through the end zone.
Yeah, I think that was a really good throw by Sawyer Robertson. He tried to find a receiver in that back pylon a couple of times, today. Just hasn't connected until he found Lewis Brown, the fourth. I think that's a really good sign. You know, he's been shaken up throughout this game. A couple of turnovers, a lot of bad passes, actually. Just being able to take it easy, not have to launch one at a receiver, just kind of lob it in towards the back of the end zone. Just get it right there in his hands. Great throw. Lewis Brown played 33 career games, 15 starts coming into this season, 97 catches, just under 1,200 yards. Now has eclipsed over 1,200 career receiving yards.
Samford with the ball. Stober throwing. Pass complete to number 18. Trev Ward for a 3-yard gain there. That'll bring up second down here for the Baylor defense. Interesting that Stober has played this entire second half after Crittenden came out swinging, the main starter for the Bulldogs in the first half, but hasn't seen the field the second half.
And Torrey Ward getting more and more involved in that pass game. Had 20 yards game 1, 51 game 2, now over 60 today.
Ball handed off to Ken Cherry, number 22 for the Bulldogs. Brings up third down as he is stopped after a 3-yard gain. Third down for the Baylor defense here.
Yeah, I think at this point you just want to run out the clock. Just a little under 11 minutes left in this ball game. You're already up big. It's 42-7. Just want to keep this clock running. Keep ball carriers inbound. Don't force a lot of incomplete passes. Just let this clock drain.
Stober in the shotgun formation, takes the ball, fakes the handoff, looking back, drop the pass, airs it out over the top, and it'll be intercepted by the Bears. That's number 24, Micah Gifford, on the interception. Third interception of the day for the Bears.
And what a great day it's been for Micah Gifford.
This is the exact kind of defensive dominance that we're hoping to look for against the Bulldogs today by the secondary. Specifically, secondary stepping up and being able to play as ball hawks, finding that ball in the air and bringing it down for another turnover. The Bears' fourth defensive turnover today.
Yeah, Micah Gifford, who just became a safety back during bowl season, 2 tackles, a sack, and now an interception on the game. What a great showing it's been for the junior.
Gifford's really rolling here, and with that, we'll be right back with you guys.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Welcome back to McLean Stadium. 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Bears lead 42-7. Following the interception by Micah Gifford, the Bears get the ball back on their own 33-yard line. Nate Bennett is in at quarterback. A change here. Redshirt freshman from Westlake Village, California. Sawyer Robertson, who will probably be sitting the rest of the game, hands the ball off. And no gain on the run from freshman Caden Knighton.
Nate Bennett only playing a little bit. Went 1 for 2 last season with 19 yards. That one completion coming against Tarleton in week 1 of last season. Went 0 for 1 on an incomplete pass against Oklahoma State, and then played at the end of that blowout against Kansas.
Nate Bennett back in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, drops back looking to throw, and dumps it over the middle. Complete pass. Helmet came off. 31 for the Bears. That'll be Phoenix Jackson. I stand corrected, Mason Dawson.
Yeah, Mason Dawson, the redshirt freshman at Missouri City, Texas, getting his first action.
Hobbled off the field after losing his helmet on that play. Good pass from Nate Bennett there across the middle. Back in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, looks to throw. Completes out to the outside for a short gain. Ja'Cory Watson on the reception there. Bennett takes the ball, drops it back off to Watson. There's a short 1 yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Corey Watson, the freshman out of Pearland, Texas, went to Shadow Creek High School. He was teammates with Ashton Jones back in high school, both coming in as freshman wide receivers.
Nate Bennett back in the shotgun formation, taking a snap, hands it off to Caden Knighton, the freshman, who fights through defenders to push up for the first down for the Bears. Great job fighting through contact there by Knighton.
Yeah, now at this point in the game, Dave Moran and Jake Stavsall full-on backups. Couple guys that are pretty low on the depth chart. I see Ashton Jones, Jaden Porter. Just saw Mason Dossett as well.
Nate Bennett dropping back to throw again. Gets the ball off for an incomplete pass. Dodge to number 82 there for the Bears. Number 88, Taz Williams, is on the field right now for the Bears. First time we've seen him this season. The Bears' highest recruit coming out of their newest transfer portal. Very talented wide receiver out of Red Oak.
Yeah, the tight end to make the catch, Cody Mladenka, redshirt junior out of the Woodlands, Texas. 6'5", 250 pounds.
Nate Bennett takes a snap, hands it off again. And tackled for a loss behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Nate Bennett's done a good
Joseph
job.
Dodds there on the carry, losing yardage.
Yeah, Nate Bennett doing a good job finding guys up the middle. Usually when you kind of think of getting throws up the middle is that they're easier than the outside, but at least with throwing inside the hash, it's a big timing thing. You got to be able to time up when that ball and where that ball is going to meet him. You got to be able to thread the defense in those middle linebackers.
Bennett taking the ball, looking back to pass on 3rd and long. Gives it to Joseph Dodds, who runs up for a short gain. We'll make it 4th and 7. Would love to see if Spavital will go for it here, sticking with his ballsy mentality that he's been playing throughout the year. Nate Bennett, the redshirt freshman. Baylor Sunshine. The flow on that head is truly impressive.
4th and 6 now, just under 7 minutes
Going
to go.
for it. Nate Bennett back in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, looking to throw again. And ruled incomplete, the dot to Taz Williams. Turnover on downs. Unfortunately, the ball hit the ground before Taz Williams was able to bring that in. Low throw from Nate Bennett there, but a good first showing for the redshirt freshman this season. As Samford takes the ball over, and we'll be right back with y'all after this.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Hey there, Bears! Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Baylor Lariat Radio's broadcast of Baylor football's matchup against Samford here. The Bears lead 42-7 with 6.5 minutes left in the game here in the fourth quarter. Following a turnover on downs by the Bears offense, an incomplete pass from redshirt freshman quarterback Nate Bennett, who was taken over for Sawyer Robertson following the rest of this blowout here on the Brazos. Christian Roberts, new quarterback in for Samford, on the carry. Short run for only a gain of 1 yard.
Silver on keeper.
Bring up second down here. The Bulldogs are also going deep into their roster, just as the Bears are here. Understanding that their hopes of a comeback may be forgotten. Bulldogs breaking out of the huddle. Roberts in shotgun formation at the quarterback position. Takes the snap, hands it off. Immediately met at the line of scrimmage by a sandwich of Baylor defenders. We seem to have entered the point of the game where the Bulldogs are trying to run the clock as soon as they can to get on those buses and get home back to Alabama. Following another rough showing for them. Down 35 here. You can't be happy about much if you're Samford, except for the paycheck that I'm sure you're receiving for this game. In a near empty McLean Stadium here as the game winds down on this Saturday afternoon. The Golden Wave band doing what they can to create a loud environment here on third down. Bulldogs taking a snap. Pass out to the left sideline. And Samford will not make it up there as number 38, Emerson Russell on the reception. Will not make it for the first down, bringing up third and short. Fourth and short. Stand corrected, 4th and 2. Samford's punt crew coming out. Josh Cameron still out as the punt returner for the Bears. Still yet to see much from him as a punt returner this season. Was all conference in the backfield last year as a punt returner. Hasn't really gotten anything remarkable going yet this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is just trying to get him back on track. On the stat sheet, he has 2 punt returns for -6 yards.
That SMU one definitely did not help him.
Mm-hmm.
Ball in the air. Cameron Fair catches under it, but lets it drop and roll out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. That's the sound of Big X the Plug in the background, with 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, as the Bears get ready to finalize their push for hopefully one more touchdown before this game is wrapped up as a Baylor win here on the Brazos.
Yeah, already up 42-7. Not much is going on here in the second half. Baylor outscoring Samford 7-0 after they've come out of the locker room.
Nate Bennett back out there at quarterback.
I think we're going to see a whole lot of running, whole lot of passing up the middle, trying to keep guys inbound. Let these last 4 minutes go.
And on that note, handoff to Michael Turner, who finds a 2-yard gain up the middle. Clock running down, under 4 minutes now. Bears lining up on offense, looking to the sideline to get their play call. Redshirt freshman quarterback Nate Bennett with his wave of blocks on his head. In shotgun formation, Michael Turner in the backfield at running back. Bennett takes the snap, hands the ball back off to Michael Turner, who again finds a short gain of only 2 yards. That'll bring up third down for the Bears. I'd love to see Bennett get to practice his arm out here. I understand the intent to run the clock down, but it'd be nice to see what he could really do.
Yeah, I think with all these backups in, I think a lot of the starters, their mindset's already on to Arizona State. Sam Levitt, the quarterback for the Sun Devils, not an impressive showing against Mississippi State last week. He's hoping to bounce back this week, but again, we'll see how that goes. Baylor obviously knows that it's going to be a challenge. Another ranked team.
That'll be Taz Williams' first reception as a Baylor Bear, the 4-star freshman out of Red Oak High School. Getting the first down there for the Bears. Jumper on the note of Arizona State that you mentioned. Cut up some slack in the Mississippi State game, as Baylor fans are well aware of the late game heroics of Baylor legend Blake Shapen, who threw for the game-winning touchdown there for Mississippi State.
Yeah, legend is definitely one way to put it.
Seems to be a timeout for the Bears on the field.
We're heading to the 2-minute timeout.
We'll be right back with the rest of the game here on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
And here we are at the close of this matchup here of Baylor versus Samford. Bears lean 42-7 as Nate Bennett lines up again at quarterback. First down for the Bears on their own 40-yard line. Nate Bennett in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, hands it off to freshman Michael Turner, who finds room and breaks away for a first down to bring the ball up to the 50. Great run there by Turner. The Bears have a true powerhouse of running backs this year and for freshmen in their backfield. Despite losing Dawson Pendergrass, being able to turn on talented freshmen like Michael Turner and Caden Knighton still gives support to a dominant Baylor running game that seems to have finally found its footing in this matchup against Samford here.
Yeah, three freshmen that are going to make a really big impact over the next couple of years. Once Bryson Washington and Dawson Pendergrass, their time is up. Once these guys are upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors, it could be one of the best running attacks in the Big 12, if not in the entire country.
Back to Michael Turner. Finds a hole again for about a game of 7.
Give it to Michael Turner.
Prominent theme for the Bears running game the past couple of years has just been dominant freshmen. Richard Reese in 2023 had a great freshman season, followed by Dawson Pendergrass in 2024. And last year, Bryson Washington bursting onto this team. Nate Bennett back in the shotgun formation. 2nd and 3 for the Bears here. Now in Samford territory. Bennett takes a snap, hands the ball off to Joseph Dobbs. And Dodds finds the first down there. That should be the end of the game as the clock runs down with the last 20 seconds. And the Bears should take this one 42-7. Victory for the Bears here in McLean on a family weekend. All around great game. Thank you for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. And tune in at 2:20 for the Baylor football post game here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you're right. It's a really good win, right? This is the game that you wanted to dominate just from the get-go. And, I mean, there were times where it didn't look like they were going to do that. A couple interceptions from Sawyer Robertson. Just not a whole lot of action in the second half as well. But, again, just you get a blowout win. That's exactly what you expected. And now you move on to Arizona State. That'll be just a week from today. Kickoff will be at 6:30. We'll be broadcasting that. It'll be me and Aiden O'Connor. Broadcast will start at 6:10. Kickoff at 6:30. But also throughout the week, tomorrow night, you'll catch Baylor soccer right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. It'll be myself and Dylan, who's right next to me. Baylor will be taking on Abilene Christian at Betty Lou Mays Field. Broadcast will start at 6:40, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And as Dylan said, make sure to stay tuned today because we're not done just yet. We've got our post-game show at 2:20, so make sure to stay tuned right here on Baylor Lariat Radio. Well, I'll do it from us here at McLean Stadium. Bears take this one 42-7 as they improve to 2-1 on the season. Samford drops to 0-3. You've been listening to Baylor football on the